what is going on? We are back, baby. We're back for a brand new episode. And in this episode, it looks like we just lying to our family and friends about how our marriage is going. That's what we're doing.
10 out of 10.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay, cool. Believe it or not, Jacob actually had a good reason for abandoning his wife in the middle of the night. And do not ever, ever, ever mess with a black woman's hair. Ever.
Vinny.
Ever. We're going to be talking about this. Some people had to learn about the hard way. All right. But we're going to be talking about all this and more on a brand new episode of The Jasmine Show. And yes, you know we are newly engaged. Yeah, show the ring. Show the ring on it, baby. Show the ring. Thank you very much. So we're back. Thank you to all of our brand new subscribers. We reached 155.
Yeah.
155. We're on the road to 200, baby. Thank you so much for being here for everybody. If you're just subscribing to us, thank you so much. We appreciate you. If you've been here for a while, thank you for rocking with us so much. And we want to keep continuing to bring you more dope content. Please make sure you're liking the video, commenting all your favorite parts or anything you feel like we might have left out. And of course, make sure you hitting us up at the Jasmine Show on Instagram and also Twitter, because Jazz be tweeting live during the show. But we are here for a brand new episode of Married at First Sight, episode... I knew you was going to forget.
15?
16, baby. We almost there.
Okay.
Now, we just got
really drawing this out.
We got a little upset because we realized that decision day is not next week like it's supposed to be. So they're going to try to give us some other. So we might not do a review or a recap on whatever next. Jazz says we're not. We're absolutely not.
It's a special to run through the whole. We should have just watched next week instead of watching all these weeks.
It's a lot going on. But episode 16, the episode is called Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace.
That's ironic.
Fitting, right? 3 days left till decision day, about less than a week. With the gravity of decision day looming, each husband and wife engages in important conversations with their loved ones as they weigh the life-changing decision of whether to stay married or get a divorce. How are we feeling about these couples today, baby? How are we feeling? All right, you want to start with Haley and Jacob?
Sure.
Haley and Jacob.
So basically, we ended last episode with Haley waking up in the morning at the retreat trying to find Jacob, and he was long gone.
So petty, but maybe not.
I think he was a little petty.
I still think he was. He ain't shoot a text. He ain't. Hey, I'm about to. You know what I'm saying? None of that.
Yeah. So apparently, his neighbor was dog sitting, and his neighbor got called into work. So he didn't want the dogs to be alone with no food for too long. And apparently he has cameras in his house. So he saw the dogs laying out.
We need to see video of the dogs, just like we see video of, you know what I'm saying? We need to see, the dogs, they restless over there too.
He could have sent a text that he was leaving though.
That's
something. That's I was like, I think he was being low-key petty though.
Eric got up, was like, yeah, I was up at like 4 a.m. and I ain't see nobody. So he must have, you know what I'm saying? So come on, man. Pettiness. But we see you, Jake. We see you out here. I didn't have much for them this episode. Haley got to chat with her friend Monica, aka Fake Jamie, as I like to call her. Fake Jamie. She looked like Jamie. Yeah, we saw her at the wedding. I didn't get much from that conversation.
I got that Haley was saying that she's confused, like she was indecisive. I'm like, right at first sight, y'all trying to make us believe they gonna stay together, maybe.
Yes.
If Haley waited till 3 days before to realize that all the good stuff she's been saying about Jacob all this time, then she's an idiot. Like, in my head, her mind has been made up for weeks.
Yeah. So big facts. You can see it in her face.
Even her red flags were stupid. Her friend was like, well, what are the red flags? She said,
old.
He's almost 40 and never been married. To me, that's a good thing.
She ain't been in a relationship in 7 years.
Right.
So,
who you talking about? She's only 28. So,
who you talking about?
She said he doesn't have anything that he's done in the past decade besides trying to date and be married. I'm like, that's a good sign.
I think so.
10 years is a long time, but still, Atlanta dating is hard.
It's rough, especially if you stuck in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Stuff is futuristic out there.
And she said his humor is confusing. I just think she's dumb.
I don't think she's dumb.
Jake
I just think
fun.
He's
a fun guy to hang out with.
They have opposite spectrum of humor.
What is her humor? She hasn't done nothing funny. She ain't said not one joke.
She has a little. I don't know. She likes openly.
She like drama humor. Is what she like, because that's the only time she be like, oh, that's what he think when it's girl talk.
That's the only time she turn up, when there's a little drama. Now that you mention it, that's a good observation. So that's what I got out of the conversation with fake Jamie. Shout out to Jamie Otis, because I guess she's holding it down still. All right. What I did get from them was when they had their conversation later on in the day, they everybody had a little time to hang out together, but this is their last time having dinner together.
Yeah, final date.
I want to say as a married couple, but this is their final date before decision day. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't wearing her ring in Unfiltered. Ryan was. I'm just putting it out there. No spoilers though. All right. They sit down and they have a conversation. He's like, "Oh, this is a nice steak though."
Dogging that steak.
You know, I appreciate that. He appreciates that the steak is nice.
I appreciate the consistency. We know what to expect.
That's what I'm saying. But and I told you, watch him when she's talking to him. He's gonna start.
That's the kind of guy you need to make your husband. Somebody that's consistent.
He gonna just be eating and smacking away while she's talking all about her feelings and the whole process, and he just chomping his little. Oh, this steak is. I'm like, bro, pay attention to your wife for a little bit. But they clearly don't care about each other. So I think she had asked him, "Are you ready for decision day?" Or maybe he asked her that.
They said, "Are you nervous?"
Are you nervous? Ooh, or D-Day, as everybody's calling it. That's a horrible. That's a horrible. It's a horrible nickname for it.
It's great.
But I think she asked him if he was nervous. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
He says, "I'll go with my gut. We'll see." I'm like, bro, what? His gut is filled with steak and eggs, so we know.
I'm sick of her though, because she was like, "Yeah, I feel like I learned how to process and better communicate how I feel." Because the whole time she would just shut down a lot. And Jake was like, "Yeah, I learned patience under pressure."
We got into it, man. That's all I got for Haley and Jacob. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, but we'll talk.
If she switch, I feel like they trying to set us up to think that somebody gonna switch, and they gonna do exactly what we think they gonna do. Which is
we'll see.
Nothing.
We'll see. We'll talk about the other couples in a sec. But yeah, next up I have Eric and Virginia. Anything about Eric and Virginia specifically?
Eric is still doing his same manipulative stuff.
Absolutely. He said at one point that he feels that she's not all the way in. Is that something? Because
this is the thing, and I don't like that certain people do this, where they try to hold back their emotions until decision day. Virginia already said that she cares about you, she loves you, whatever. Y'all clearly have a connection. But Virginia is so logical, and I love that. Like, he's the one that's trying to emotionally manipulate her, crying at the dinner table.
Oh, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up then. Yes.
And she's more like, okay, I have feelings for you, but this, and this are an issue. Yeah. And at the end of the day, can you work past these issues or not? That's really what matters.
It's funny because this is the first time where we've seen the roles switched on them. I feel like he doing all the crying, she over here like, yeah,
She's like, yeah, okay.
Yo, if that's what you feel like, man, you know what I'm saying? The most important thing I took away from this is like their dinner conversation where he was like, oh, I've never loved anybody so much. I just love you so much. And I just feel like it's an absolute yes for me when we get to decision day. I'm like, wow.
He was basically kept trying to put fillers out to find out what she was going to say. And she was not having it. And then on top of that, while he was like, after he said that whole thing, she was like, so you thought your ex-wife was your soulmate, right? She was blaming him.
Okay, V. All right.
So do you even believe in soulmates? Because I don't even know. Yeah, and then I was thinking Tanya from 90 Day Fiance at that point. Trash. Okay.
Yeah, that was a little bit interesting scene right there. Homie just started bawling out, crying. Like it was real emotion. I'll give him that. If there was a little manipulation taking place in there, who's to know? At one point he said something like, "Oh, you can do whatever you want, just as make sure you do as I command at all times." I know. What did he say?
He said,
certain things I want you to do.
Certain things I want you to do, basically, which is not being out with your friends. Translation.
Yeah, and she's gonna continue to hang out with her friends. One of her homies, I don't know which of the guys.
Everybody was saying that the guy that came over, her friend that came over, like they were like, this is the real chemistry right here. Because he was very intently listening to her.
They
I could
peoples.
see it.
They
but
peoples.
No. Even your homeboys.
She said they all like brothers to her.
Yeah, but even your brothers and your homeboys don't listen to you the same way a guy that likes you would listen to you. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I guess I could see that. And he was cuter than Eric. I'm like, what is going on here? Yeah. You need to stop friend zoning these dudes. I don't know
about that. And the dog like him apparently. Clearly too, right?
Are we gonna talk about Eric's dog misbehaving?
Ooh, did he
jumping on guests?
Did he jump on somebody? Is that what he was trying to? What he was trying to spade and neuter Rocky for? Is that what or train?
Yeah, he was saying that Eric was saying that Rocky didn't have manners and he was like jumping on people and stuff, and he didn't like that. But his dog did the exact same thing.
There we go.
Maybe the dog don't like Eric's energy. He needs more high energy.
Maybe. That is all I had for Eric and Virginia. I was really interested to see him cry, but I still think there's a little manipulation.
It was funny.
It's a little funny. The fact that she had no real reaction to it. She's like, really, this is what we about to do right now. Like, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. So yeah, that was interesting. We'll see how that turns out in the next couple weeks. Ryan and Clara. Shout out to Ryan. Once again, he was rocking the Ahmaud Arbery shirt on Unfiltered. I told you this man get he be getting his his Black Lives Matter shirts off, man. But yeah, what did we get from them this episode? Were they that boring this time around?
No, they actually wasn't the most boring couple.
They wasn't super boring. Go ahead.
So Ryan met up with his friend and basically I can't remember the friend's name. They got the same haircut too.
Ha!
I just want to say that they got the same haircut. Anyway, so the friend was asking like, what are your biggest challenges or whatever? And he said that Clara wants to discuss emotions daily. And I thought that was interesting because he says he doesn't want to have sex until they build that emotional intimacy.
Absolutely.
So she's working overtime for that emotional intimacy.
Give me every emotion.
But he doesn't want to talk about emotions every
Give me
day.
all of the emotions.
I think that's weird.
He didn't schedule the emotional talk. That's why.
I think he didn't give her no D because he was planning on leaving. I'm starting to think that now.
So
especially if he's talking about he want emotional intimacy and she's trying to talk about emotions and he don't want to.
I hear you. I'm one of the people that is maybe like I for a while I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, especially if she keep lying. We'll talk about it more. But I really feel like maybe the chemistry or all the talks and stuff that they've been having, again, it looks like stuff is working out. Maybe they're actually gonna wait until after the cameras are gone to have sex. I think that might be maybe they will stay together to see how it works out. Maybe.
I kind of agree. Ryan was like, what's another thing that like the biggest thing you need to figure out before decision day? He said goal setting together.
Yes.
And I kind of feel for Ryan, like the reason why he would hold back because Clara don't have no goal. Like Clara has no personal goals,
right? Other
than being married.
Shout out to her.
And that's a deal breaker in itself. Outside of the religion,
she got to work
too.
She got some work to do. I had that she's still lying to her friends. So like that was the thing that called me out. Like you said, 10 out of 10. Like she said it again.
But was she lying though? Because she started off and she said, "Yeah, I have a built-in friend." She was making it clear that they're just friends, kind of.
Right.
And then she said it was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. She also said no complaints or issues whatsoever. And then her friend asked her, "So what happens if he doesn't say yes on decision day?" And she's like, he wouldn't do that. And then like turns red and just starts doing all this weird stuff. I'm like, your body language is off, girl.
She is the queen of saying one thing and her body language says
your body language is all the way off. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how this is really acting or how it's really going to turn out, but I'd like to stay positive about it. She seems cool. He seems cool. Maybe there's just some things that they're not addressing clearly, but who am I? What do I know?
So basically, Ryan decides that he wants to take a personality quiz.
Yes, that was interesting.
To see compatibility, strengths and weaknesses. And I'm just like, you've been around this girl for almost 2 months. You should know most of this already.
I mean, but you still want to see. You still want to see what she's gonna say though. But he wasn't happy about.
He wasn't happy. It was like he was quizzing her to get her to say stuff that he would want, but he doesn't.
It was his quiz.
They saying Ryan a fake cult leader.
That I
without the sex.
I heard you say that, and that is interesting. But
he got mind control.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clearly, he ain't got that much mind control because she still ain't got no goals though.
Interesting guy, man.
So
Interesting
their
guy.
last date, they went and did
foot bowling.
I called it bowling with a football.
But I put foot bowling, question mark. Whatever.
Some
bowling
shit.
pins and trying to knock him down with a football. Who knows why that was a thing? It looked kind of goofy, but we're getting past that. They sat down afterwards, and I think he said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, this is where. Come on, man. I wouldn't want to go through this experience with anyone else, no matter what happens on decision day." And she's like, "Yo, you said some sweet shit," and then immediately like, "Can we just talk about decision day in a positive light, please? Like, just keep it." And she like got up and walked away. He was probably like, "Yo, you probably put your foot in your mouth just now, right, guy? For sure. You most likely
should not have said that.
Most likely should not have said that, right, guy."
But Clara is doing the same thing that Eric is doing. She's trying to put out feelers to see what they're gonna say, and she's like, "Yeah, then we'll be husband and wife forever." And Ryan's just like,
"Yep." So that signs like that is what makes me feel like, yo, do y'all really mess with each other or what? Like, I can't all the way tell.
But I do notice, I told you, like, he, like, the way that he makes sure that he kisses her when he comes in or leaves and stuff, it's, to me, I think that he's just scared of the idea of actual experiencing love. And I feel like that might be holding him back.
He's closed off.
I can't figure it out. I can't figure out what it is. If he don't like her, which I think he likes her, but I know that he has these red flags with her, but I don't know what it is. Ryan, please explain to us in 2 weeks.
It's something else up. I tell you, he's a very interesting guy. This is my favorite scene. I didn't have nothing else for them, but this is my favorite scene of the episode right here. Where I think it's towards the end of the episode where he's like trying to have a conversation with her first thing in the morning, and she's like, "Yeah." Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Babe, we should try to, I think I'm going to leave out in a little bit." She's like, "Yeah, just, whatever." And I was like, he's like fishing for a reaction from her, and she's clearly not with it after that goofy stuff that he said at the foot bowling arena or whatever.
But let's talk about who messed this whole episode up.
Who messed it up?
Your boy Vincent.
Not my guy.
Your boy Vincent.
Not my guy Vincenzo. No.
Your boy Vincent.
Why? What did he do?
What didn't he do?
What did he do?
First of all, so they started a conversation about like guessing who's gonna stay together. I'm like, y'all need to worry about yourself first and foremost. That's another thing.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of Woody and Amani a little bit, because last season they was always like, "Yeah, that's a mess. Yeah, that's a mess." But I think they had time to worry about everybody else because they knew they were going to stay together.
They knew they were good, and also stuff was just happening in front of them. It wasn't like everything was like blowing off and they over there, keying to the side. It was like we got so many exactly. We got so many like honest reactions from them, like, "Oh, y'all just gone." You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing out here. Like we just
that's it.
this is happening right now. This is happening in front of us. So we get you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Wumani. We love y'all, man. But yeah,
they said Haley and Jake might be a curveball. I'm like, if Haley and Jake stay together, I'm gonna be shocked. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be shocked.
Please let us know how y'all feel about it.
I think that she doesn't want to be rejected is what it boils down to.
Yeah,
she doesn't want him to say no to her because then that's like a rejection.
Yeah,
but at the same time, he does really want to be married.
We still talking about Haley and Jacob?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk more about it.
Going back to Brinson.
Before we get back into Brinson, I want to let y'all know we want to hear what y'all have to say about all of this. We are doing a live show. Yes, we live, baby. Once again on Saturday. I'm gonna post about it on Instagram. Please come join us for this live show so we could talk about these couples before Decision Day. And we'll probably do another live after Decision Day also. But back to Brinson. I had that she thinks that he's unorganized. Constructive criticism?
It was constructive criticism the way she presented it. And I can't even give you a diagnosis on
so
Vincent.
Emotional.
All right, Carl Thomas.
Hey.
He said he basically took it as an attack, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't like that she called me out." I'm like, called you out in front of who? It's just you and her. You and your wife can't have a conversation.
And the cameras, though, in front of America, and his boys. His boy, he see Su Familia, or I forget. Is it Su? Whatever. His family and friends is watching this stuff, so I feel like he got his machismo to hold on to and whatnot.
My God, he's annoying.
So yeah, he didn't want somebody that was so, he said this to her, I didn't want somebody, I told the experts, I didn't want somebody that was so direct or assertive, and when they was like, yo, she bossy, and also she bossy at the altar, he was a little bit turned off, and she was immediately turned off by the fact that he said that he was turned off.
And I took that personally.
She bossy.
What's the problem with black women being direct and assertive? Who wants somebody as a grown person that talks around in circles, doesn't say exactly what they want? Who wants that?
Exactly.
You want it, like, men say they want to be with a boss chick, but then they realize they got to level up and they have to be a boss as well, and then they got a problem.
It's very true.
Don't ask here. Don't do that.
It's very true.
I'm so done with you right now. You play too much.
It's very true. Nah, honestly, again, it's an ego thing. Probably it's a control thing. Obviously, we know she's an actual boss chick, so you can't be mad at that. She had a chat with her mom. I didn't take any notes on the chat with her mom, but I did like that she got to talk with her mom.
She said she was very sure about Vincent at first. And now she's concerned about him being unorganized and very easily embarrassed. And that's what stood out to me, because I'm like, that's annoying.
Yes.
Because, like, as a man, you supposed to, I'm not going to say that. There's a balance. But Vincent doesn't have a balance. Like, you can be hard and super, like, macho when you out there on the streets. But when you come to your fiance, your wife, you're supposed to be able to let your guard down and, like, take in what they say.
Absolutely.
And she gave him constructive criticism. He's trying to build a business.
Yep.
As a 30-year-old man, you should have some sort of organization.
Right.
That's important.
It is. He talked to his cousin-in-law, Greg, who people thought that he had some good insight, or at least was
Greg
like, yo, get your sense, is what people were like, yo, like, what are you doing, bro?
He said, you don't want somebody that's direct?
What's the issue? All right. So yeah, they got to hang out and they had dinner, unless you had anything else before their last dinner. No? All right. I had
they was not cute in them outfits. Yeah. That's what I had.
Yeah.
I thought outfits wasn't cute.
I thought Vince's was like classic Vince. Brianna looked kind of like me when I got out of school and took my tie off. Like I was like
that reminded me of like something that my mom would wear to work in the 90s.
When Catholic school let out and everybody's like, "Oh, we free now," you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm not a fan of that shirt. It didn't look fly. But yeah, anywho, Vince did his thing once again. You know, he composed himself. He's like, yo, you know, when I shut down, my attitude is just not so good. So he apologized. He admitted that he felt attacked and he doesn't like asking for help. Not the best way to go about it, but I'm glad that he at least
knows what's happening.
At least he understands himself, what the issue was, and is man enough to come out and say, hey, look, my bad. This is a problem that I have. So it's something that I commend definitely, but you gotta work on fixing it. And the only other thing that I have about our lovely Brinson is, bruh, do not touch the black woman's hair. Don't do it.
Without permission.
Don't do it. What did he do?
He said, oh, I got a surprise for you. You know, cover your eyes, cover your eyes. He gets scissors, takes a braid in the front. A braid in the front.
I think she was going to take an actual braid.
And just snips it. Oh, surprise. You said you want to take your hair out. I was going to help you.
Bruh.
Did she say she wanted to take her hair out right now?
Because that's what I was like, did she say she was going to do it right now? I was like, there's no way he just pulled out scissors and cut this woman's hair.
That is crazy.
There's no way. She was like,
I would divorce him, sis, because he don't know. Divorce him.
Right on the spot. On the spot divorce. Get the papers.
I don't play those
That's
games.
Crazy.
I was like, first of all, he from DR, but he also was in the Bronx, right? He know you don't do that. He knows you don't do that.
Bruh, I don't know what he was thinking at all. I
need to understand what's happening.
If you ask me to help you take your hair out, I'm going to sit and wait for you to do something and ask me to do something. I'm not taking no initiative on the, you know what I'm saying? We about to
shop.
Oh, there's scissors there? I thought there was some scissors over there too. Anyway, but luckily there ain't no scissors around. But yeah, that's all I have for them. Not a smart move, my guy. Not a smart move. I don't know how you're gonna redeem yourself for this. Also, at one point he was like, "Oh, I'm leaving" or something like that, right?
Oh, he said, nice knowing you. Why is that the last thing you would say to your wife before you're gonna see her at the decision day? She was like,
bruh,
what does that mean?
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
I feel like he just be pushing buttons just cause.
All right, and of course we must talk about Paige and Chris. As I'm joking, I'm so joking. We might see them. So again, that's the end of our couples. That's all the couples that we had to talk about. We can get into these ratings in a sec, but we're just a little bit upset about whatever this in between. Is it going to be a recap of before decision day?
It's gonna be a recap.
Are Chris and Paige going to be a part of this special episode or what?
I won't be watching this. I don't care.
Oh. Well, if y'all watch it, let us know. And if you think that we should watch it, maybe you want to see a recap on it, maybe we'll do like a quick one. But we're going to be talking on Saturday again, so we'll get all the keying out and stuff like that. So let's get into these ratings, folks. Ratings once again, starting with Vincent and Brianna for week 17. We've given them consistent 9s. They got a couple 8.5s last week. They received an 8. What is your score, Jasmine?
I'm gonna say an 8 still.
All right, cool. I was like, I'm scared
because
now.
Because Vince messed up, but he also acknowledged what his issues are.
My biggest thing is like, balance. If you can address it, we good, man. We good. Still work on it, because what is the way to apologize or something is to change your actions. Yes, baby. There we go. All right. Very important. Eric and Virginia, fo the last 3 weeks, folks.
It's really 50-50 for them. I think so.
Maybe a 5?
Yeah.
Maybe a 5.
It's very 50-50 because Virginia not giving us nothing.
She didn't give us anything in this episode. In the past, she showed us good stuff, but I wasn't even peeping the chemistry.
She said it's all back and forth.
Yeah.
She says it.
I didn't peep the chemistry between her and her mans over there. Chris and Paige, -0.00000 as
they're dubs.
Millennial Mom would say. Shout out to Mom. All right. Jacob and Haley, they got a 1 last week. I think that's the lowest score we've given anybody aside from the -0.00000.
I'm going to give them a 4 because I feel like they getting closer to 50-50. I feel like it's the end and they're starting to realize maybe
they don't seem like they like each other at all.
Let's talk about this though.
They keep having good conversations. I'll give them that.
People be dating in long-term relationships and they didn't like that person when they first met them. Think about it.
Yeah. I'm putting that.
Don't do that.
I'm putting that.
Vince be popping his shit, but he not about that life.
I'm gonna put 3. What life is there to be about? But aside from this life, this wonderful.
Oh, okay. Yes, exactly. Keep that same energy.
This Jasmine's life that we're about, right, baby? Yes. Now I'm downgrading them to a 3.5 because I feel like that's in between. Because I think they should be a little bit lower, just because they're.
I don't know. If
they don't. Yeah, it don't look good. Ryan and Clara is our last couple. They've gotten consistent 8s these last couple weeks. How you feeling about them? They're a little bit everywhere as well.
I'm gonna give them a 7.
7. Okay. All right. I'll give them a 7 for that one. If you have some ratings, obviously we do our ratings every single week, 1 through 10. Please let us know how you feel about these couples right here. But once again, that's the end of the episode. But before we get out of here, I do want to remind every single one of you, we will be live, baby. We're gonna be live once again this Saturday. We're thinking 3 p.m. I put
3 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time for my East Coasters. We're in Los Angeles currently. We're East Coasters originally, but we're in Los Angeles. So 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you on the West Side, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
But yeah, we're going to be live on YouTube. It's going to be a live chat. We're going to be doing our thing. Please feel free to join us. We'll have a link to the video so you can just jump on the live and have a conversation with us. And it's gonna be a good time, folks. We got to discuss some things. We'll probably do for like an hour. We'll see how many people show up and hang out with us. But please, if you want to come and chat with the Jasmine Show, please make sure you join in live and follow us on Instagram so you can see our updating and stuff like that. I think that is all I have. I think it's about time.
Make sure you go check out our reviews on The Circle.
Oh yes.
And Married at First Sight Unmatchables.
Yes, we did the first episode of Unmatchables, which we'll talk about it later, but I enjoyed the first episode more than the second episode. We'll be uploading the second episode either today or tomorrow at some point. Whenever you're watching this, it'll be up. And also The Circle, which we've been really enjoying on Netflix. We're going to be doing more of those as well. But always make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Absolutely, baby. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time to watch this video. We appreciate you so much. We on our way to 200 subscribers. We gonna make it, baby. We gonna make it. Don't forget, again, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. But that brings us to the end of another glorious episode of The Jasmyne Show. Have a great one, everybody. Peace.